Welcome back to Inside the Pac. On Saturday at Maples Pavilion, the Stanford women could wrap up their 11th straight Pac-10 conference title with a win over the Ducks. Oregon lost to the Cardinal 91-56 in January, and the story on Saturday wasn't much different in the rematch. 90-66 Stanford, clinching that 11th straight conference title, a 20th consecutive win for the Cardinal, and the 20th Pac-10 championship in 25 years in the league. That's impressive.
Just amazing. Speaking of 20s, Jeanette Poland logged a game-high 20 points. Christy Fallon, the high point scorer for Oregon, 10 off the bench. The 39 points, largest margin of defeat this year for Oregon. They wrap things up beginning with Arizona State Thursday at home.
The Beaver women have gradually been improving this season behind the hot shooting of freshman Sage Ndendi and emotional play of Relicia Marchbanks. They went for the Bay Area split against Cal, but came up short on Saturday. 58-49 the final there. Redshirt freshman Sage Ndendi broke a Beaver single-season record for three-pointers made. She knocked down 5, giving her 69 for the season, led the team with 15.
Marchbanks, her first ever double-double, 11 and 10. The Beavers led by 6 at half before being outscored by 15.
The momentum and energy created by the Oregon men with 6 wins in 8 games may have been lost after the Ducks were swept at home by Cal and Stanford. The Beavers and Cardinal, I should say the Bears and Cardinal, followed the same recipe to cook the Ducks goose, out-rebounding and out-shooting Oregon.
Well, the Cardinals seemingly couldn't miss all game long, shooting 59% from the field, 65% in the second half. Meanwhile, the Ducks shot just 36% in the game. That is their lowest field goal percentage since the Pac-10 opener on New Year's Day against Arizona State. The result, an 88-71 defeat to Stanford on Senior Day at Matthew Knight Arena.
We didn't dictate anything defensively. We're going to have to go back. We got out-rebounded in both games and really out-rebounded today. You know, a lot of the things that we were doing well earlier, you know, taking away some good looks and flying around, we just didn't do.
Before we started winning all these games, we would score points and lock down defensively. And I felt as if we kind of lost our identity, just scoring points and not really realizing that we're giving the other team easy baskets and, you know, just feel to their fire.
We were hungry in the beginning, and I feel like we're kind of losing that edge, so we got to get back to it and play with a chip on our shoulder.
Stanford out-rebounded Oregon by 15 in the game and had 12 second-chance points. Said head coach Dana Altman after the game, Stanford's length was definitely a factor in the game. Now the Ducks head out on the road to finish up the Pac-10 regular season at the Arizona schools. Reporting from Matthew Knight Arena, I'm Dirk Weishar for Inside the Pac.
Dirk, thanks. For Oregon State, the home sweep was there for the taking. With a double-digit lead on Cal, the Golden Bears fought back against the Beavers and pushed and shoved their way to a win. Still to come on Inside, more from Gill Coliseum as a chippy contest had more than its share of contentious moments, none of which helped the Beavers.
Games get physical, people get emotional, and they shoved us and we shoved back, and we just went through that thought.
Welcome back to Inside. The Beaver men failed in their bid to sweep the Bay Area schools Saturday with a loss to Cal. The game was a disappointment for the seniors, but Coach Craig Robinson says he's excited about the future with OSU's group of young players. With more from Gill Coliseum, here's Phil Milani.
It was an emotional afternoon here at Gill Coliseum as 4 different Beavers played in their final home game. Oregon State jumped out to a 14-point first-half lead, but Alan Crabb's 26 points and a physical altercation in the second half were the difference.
I feel like it was dirty play. I feel the ref should have called something, but they didn't, and they capitalized on what they did, and we didn't. So
Crab, he got high a little bit, and we had some defensive lapses as well, so that's really the key to that.
We knew that they were a physical team, and we were prepared to be physical with them, and you have to be able to bounce back from when guys are, you know, trying to make the game more or less what's the word, chippy they call it.
I'm disappointed in how we gave up the lead we had, and I felt we had the game the whole time, and we just, I don't know, it just fell through. You know, this was disappointing, this being my last game, but we still have more games to play. It's not that painful.
Oregon State now wraps up the regular season next week at the Arizona schools. 2 teams of Beavers have already beat this season. In Corvallis, I'm Phil Milani for Inside the Pac.
Phil, thanks. We are down to the final week in the regular season, and this week's Court Kings are starting to come down with a case of March Madness.
I love it. It's a good time of year, and cue the trumpets, the favorite part of the show for Kevin Maynard, floor director there. Sickness, you want to have that March Madness. We'll start it off with Josh Owens at Nat, the junior, collegiate best, 31 points, 11 boards. A Cardinal now, before the Pac-10 tourney, they go to Cal. That's it.
Likely candidate for Pac-10 Freshman of the Year, along with Josh Smith of UCLA. Cal's Alan Crabb, he drained 6 of 8 from three-point range against Oregon State, 26 points in the Bears' win in Corvallis.
Lastly, the bruiser from Westwood, Reeves Nelson, 27 points, 16 rebound effort in the final game before Pauly gets a facelift. How about that in that blowout of Arizona? And you got to believe that sweep in LA this weekend for Arizona, who could have wrapped up the conference title, they will be ready to go now as the Oregon School for rolling town.
They certainly will. Reeves Nelson, I mean, does he look like Cujo or what? I mean, he
always
just looks
got a
like
black
he's
eye,
possessed.
ready to go, intense dude.
Well, Ducks and Beavers head to the desert here. You mentioned that Oregon State win over Arizona. That seems like eons ago.
Opened the Pac-10.
Yeah.
We thought, hey, they opened that weekend sweep, and we thought, wow, what's this season going to come to? Kind of like Oregon last year, the opening weekend sweep up in Washington didn't pan out, but Arizona's going to be ready to play today.
Yeah, just like the Ducks losing to ASU at Mac Court early in the year. We'll see what happens in the Arizona. The women host the Sun Devils and Wildcats as well. We'll have it all next week. Thanks for watching Inside the Pac. For Nick, I'm Tom. So long.